Hey guys, welcome to the post game. Got anything to say, brother? I got plenty. Do you have anything to say?
You know what, Kev? I was listening to some other podcast after us. I didn't watch anything. And I'm so sick of, oh, we got to give Zach Wilson a chance. I'm not willing to give up on him after 2 years. These are the same fans who couldn't wait to run Sam Darnold out of the building after 2 years, 3 years. But Zach, they want to live with. I get it. This O-line is not great. But New England's O-line was banged up too. LaFleur does not call a good game.
No. Terrible play calling. Terrible QB play.
I'm sick of it, Kev. I'm sick of everyone giving. And listen, Kev, we've discussed it back and forth. The refs. The reason why I'm disagreeing with you on the refs today, because Jonathan Franklin Myers does this shit all the time. How many times can we blame the refs, Kevin, when he does this shit all the time? But we're going to give him a pass? Jet fans are going to give him a pass? Come on. Get him the fuck out of here.
The game changed. That changed the game.
16-0 run they went on. 16 unanswered.
That game would have been 17-3.
16 unanswered. The refs. Listen, I blame the refs for a lot of shit too, but Jonathan Franklin Myers does this constantly. Constantly. It's not like this was out of the blue on characteristics. Then we could say, oh, these fucking refs had it in for us. I got to tell you, to be honest with you, Kevin, I said this to you earlier with the C.J. Mosley. Whether it's a bullshit hit or not, he's got to know better. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Like they said on the post game, this is the way they're calling the game now. It's BS, but that's the way they're calling the game.
I'm a Jet fan. I don't give a shit who thinks I'm not. I didn't have a problem with the referee today. The only play that killed me was that McCourty interception, which was clearly out of bounds. And Iron Eagle and Charles Davis first said it was when you saw that last highlight. And then they changed their mind when the officiating came down and kept the call the same. That was the worst call of the day. Other than that,
his left leg was out of bounds.
Yeah. Other than that, Kevin, I don't think the officiating is what cost us this game.
Zach
Wilson cost us. I don't want to hear he was running for his life every 2 seconds. All the receivers couldn't get open. If your receivers aren't getting open in the first quarter, halfway through the second, it's time to change the game plan around. Short dinks and dunks work.
If your receivers aren't getting open, okay, but your top 2 running backs have 12 carries?
Yeah.
Combined?
Yeah.
Come on.
And we said this, Kevin, we said this even with Coach Westhoff on. He's going to take away what we do well. We needed to come up with something, and we did nothing.
In my opinion, the QB is holding the team back.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I like the kid. But what do I know? I liked Sam Darnold too, and Jet fans couldn't wait to run him out. But this kid they want to give leeway to. Why? Because every once in a while he runs and throws the friggin' ball 90 yards like this and like that. But we can't win games like that, Kevin. I'm so tired of this. I want these Jet fans to come on and tell me what I'm not saying. Maybe I'm just too old, Kevin. I don't know.
I mean, watching some of the players in the post game, where was the anger? You didn't seem mad. I listened to Mosley, and I love Mosley. He's like, it's no big deal. Well, we beat ourselves.
We're 0-13 against this team. We've kept saying, and I don't want to hear now Jet fans say, oh, if we told you in the beginning we'd be 5-3, you sign up for it. I get it, and everyone would. The point is that this was a team we were clearly better than. On paper, man-to-man, player-to-player. Our ship was sailing. Theirs was fucking sinking, and we went out there and shit the bed.
As usual. Hey, the proverbial egg game. Yeah. I didn't bring my egg up here today.
Yeah. So don't tell me, oh, you're not a Jet fan. Get off. We don't need you here. No, I'm the type of Jet fan you need here because I'm the realistic Jet fan.
And I won't even get into the special teams. What kind of punts were those? Some of those things.
Yeah, after we got through waxing poetic about the kid, he shit the bed today.
Yeah.
But everything, Kevin, this third down. At one point, I texted you. I said, they're 6 for 7, the Pats on third down. They're killing us on third down.
Can't get off the field. Can't get off the field.
You know why, Kevin? Because they all sat on Tuesday and listened to Belichick wax poetic about them, and they buy into the bullshit.
Yeah, and I mean,
they
back to
get
the
hypnotized
QB.
by the Belichick lore, what he's saying.
Back to the QB, 20 of 41.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 turnovers.
And some of the turnovers were like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And Kevin,
what are you doing?
And on a couple of these plays, Kevin, he had yards to run. Is he afraid to run because of the knee?
Well, I think we were a little rattled because every time we went outside the pocket, we threw the ball away, just about. We slung it. And we're back to dirt balls.
Yeah.
Ty Johnson was wide open. You threw it at his feet.
Yeah. Michael Carter twice, I believe. Yeah. But we're going to blame everybody but Zach Wilson. Like, now, if you're not on the Zach Wilson fan club, we don't want you as Jet fans. Please. Please, please, please.
And what was the Strebler BS?
I don't know, Kev.
Activating him. He's inactive.
Yeah.
Flacco's inactive.
Yeah.
Here comes White. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah. They think they were fucking, they're like these little
young
kids.
Getting cute. Yeah, cute.
We're going to trick our parents. and Belichick just stood there and go, all right, kiddies, let me show you what I got for you. Yeah. He beat them at their own game. He ran the ball down their fucking throats.
Yep. Hey, and speaking of running, this is a different team without Breece Hall. Different team.
It is.
You don't have that threat, man.
But Kevin, that's even more reason why you try to do a little more with the tight ends. Every pass was 15 yards down the field. And you know what, Kevin? I'm sorry. You're starting to realize, and I love the kid. Berrios is not like, he's nice at what he does, but you can't depend on him when the going gets tough. Like, he's not. And I'm sorry. You know what? Laugh at me all you want, Jet Nation. Mims had his best game today. Can we figure out how to get him the ball more? No, we're all going to worry about Elijah Moore, who couldn't wait to run last week. They didn't want to be here, cried like a little baby. But fans are going to say, well, why didn't they throw him the ball today?
Well, they did throw him the ball. He threw it over his head.
Yeah.
Threw it over his head.
Yeah. And listen, we said Belichick was going to if you're going to beat him, you're going to have to beat him with the B's and the C's. They probably double-teamed Moore all game, had him blocked up because they knew he was the key.
I mean, to Wilson's credit, Garrett Wilson, he had a great game.
Yeah.
But
what was over 100 yards, right?
Yeah, he was 115.
Yep. Yeah. Mims 2 for 77. Right?
Yep.
Hopefully Corey Davis comes back next week against Buffalo, but and I get it, Kevin, until they fix this offensive line, but are we always gonna make excuses for our quarterback not lifting his game a little?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's time. You're midway through the second year of your season. You're still throwing off your back foot. You're throwing even he said, "What the hell are you doing?" when he grabbed his helmet after he threw one. Oh, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's making that same mistake as last year. Making the same mistake as last year.
I mean, obviously you're grabbing your helmet like, oh, what an idiot I am.
Yeah.
You know you're doing it. Well, then why are you doing it?
Yeah. And funny, Kevin, I can't remember how many years it's been now, but we didn't want to pay Nick Folk, and he came into MetLife and showed you what he does well.
Boom.
Yeah, 5 for 5 on field goals and 1 for 1 on extra points.
Yeah,
not good enough to be.
Here comes Zerline. Boom.
Yeah, not good enough to be a Jet. Go someplace else. 5 for 5 today.
Not
extra
bad, right?
Point. Nick Folk alone counted for 16 out of 22 points.
There you go. Bada boom.
You get that interception.
You can't.
You get the pick six. The crowd is yelling, screaming, and we're pumped, and we'll look like now we're going to do to them what they always do to us. And what name gets called out for a roughing the fucking passer time and time again? JFM, the great JFM that all these Jet fans love him.
As soon as I saw there was a flag, I knew what it was, and I knew who it was.
Well, I first thought it was Shepard, but then I realized he wasn't even in there. And right away, JFM.
I said it's got to be a late hit on the QB.
Yeah,
gotta be.
And you know what, Jet fans, stop. We have all of us. We have to stop making excuses. Oh, the ref, the this. This team just does bonehead after bonehead after bonehead moves. They haven't yet learned to stop being boneheads.
Still in the middle of the season, right? Still.
And why, Kevin? I hear other people say, like Nathan Shepard does it, and I hear other fans say, oh, I run him out of town, and I agree. But this kid, everyone wants to give a pass on. This JFM.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of his. I don't care. And I don't want to hear Jeff fans say, oh, 1 week you love the guy. That's how sports works. That's how sports. Get a clue.
Exactly.
That's how sports work. 1 minute you love them, 1 minute you hate them. That's how it works. So don't give me this, oh, yeah, everyone was on the fan page. Oh, they loved him 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. Now they hate him. That's sports.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, that's sports. Get out of here with that bull. This is why I hate sometimes these 20 and 30-year-old kids. They're going to talk sports and all this crap. You know? I don't know how many times when I was growing up, I loved Richard Todd. I hated Richard Todd week to week. Mark Gastineau, my guy, makes a stupid play. I hate him. That's what sports is about. Love him and hate him. It doesn't mean you don't root for the team. Oh, please.
No. I said to you at halftime, they better get their shit together or this game's over.
Man. As soon as the Pats came out in that second half, scored the TD.
Yeah, took it right down. Yeah, that was it. Yep.
And I didn't write anything else down for the remainder of the day. I was done. I was tired.
At one point, you said to me, I can't even watch this.
Yeah, I was tired, Kevin. You cannot be a Jet fan and actually tell me you don't see the writing on the wall sometimes with this team. If you don't, then you're not a Jet fan.
I think I said to you, I forget at what point it was, but it was early yet. And I said, we're going to lose. I can tell. I said to you, I got a bad feeling. And you said, I agree.
That first possession to go 3 and out. Yeah, and I get the Patriots got the ball and then they went 3 and out, I believe it was, or whatever. But to come out in our building, which
in a huge game,
again, we retire some. We bring in DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, Ring of Honor, and we make it look terrible because we can't hold up our end and win a friggin' game. The Jets should start doing the Ring of Honor in the offseason or in preseason because those are the only games we win. How many times we had the chance to take the spotlight today? Get up.
Yeah.
Kevin, I said it to you last week or when we did our show 2 days ago. If we can't beat them now, when are we ever going to beat them? We're 0-13 against this team.
That roughing the passer changed the game. Changed the game.
You know,
it was all downhill from there. And I mean,
but Kevin, again, whether you want to blame the refs, which all Jet fans are gonna do, I'm not. And the reason why I'm not, Kevin, because this wasn't like Quinnen Williams did it, who hardly ever gets a rough. And you say, my God, you're calling on Quinnen. That's such a bad call. He's a smarter player. You know, JFM does this too many times for me to blame the refs. I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm not going to do it this time. And Jet fans could kill me in the post and tell me I'm a fake fan. Fine, I'm a fake fan for 46 years going on 47. But yeah, I'm a fake fan. Whatever. Yeah, you want to tell me it's a guy like Quinnen who very rarely gets a bad penalty, and then I would say, oh, that's a bad call. But we see this from
yeah, I'm telling you, I knew it was going to be him. I knew it was going to be him.
We've seen this. When's enough? And I'm sorry, Kevin. Yeah, the O-line is banged up, but why was the O-line so everyone was all right? Oh, yeah, the O-line was pretty good last week, but this week it was so bad? But that you're allowed to flip-flop on.
Well, and I think
somebody flip-flop on Zach Wilson, you're not a real fan. Get out of here. What are you talking about?
And I think sometimes he didn't even, I know we're getting on the O-line here, but I think sometimes had you just stepped up instead of
looking to run around like you're at BYU again. Yeah.
I mean, the O-line blocks for you to step up.
Yeah.
The idea is to push everybody out around you and you step up. But I understand. But I mean, some of those were like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
Let me
he was a little shell shocked, I think.
Was he seeing ghosts? Could it be possible he was seeing ghosts? Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Jackie.
Yeah. Seeing ghosts out there. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Same team too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And let me tell you, Belichick sits back and laughs because twice he went for it on 4th down. All right, one time we stopped him, although we really didn't stop him. Mac Jones overthrew the receiver. And then the next time he got it. He just sits back and lets the game come. I almost felt like we played the Patriots, Kevin, and this I'm going to explain it to you. Big brother plays little brother. Big brother says, I'm going to give my little brother a chance here and put a smile on his face, and then I'm going to slap him as hard as I fucking can and let him know that I'm still the big brother. And that's exactly what happened in that third quarter. They scored 13 points to us 0. They outscored us in that second half 16-7 after we had a 10-3 lead.
And I mean, I don't put much into the 355 yards passing.
No.
I mean, because a lot of that was that last drive, Come on.
Yeah. Kevin, when you're down by 2 scores under 6 minutes, don't ever put stock in what a quarterback did.
No.
Because by that point, the team wants the clock to move. They don't want to get a stupid injury. They don't want, and they're going to let you catch everything in front. 15, 20, 12, 13. And it's going to look, wow, great.
I mean, QB finished under 50% passing with a 64.6 QB rating.
Yeah. And of course, somebody who didn't watch the game and just heard the scores, think, oh, what happened? Was it a bad call? How'd you lose? We lost by the half. We lost. What? You know what? Again, even on our first drive, Kevin, we're supposed to punch it in there. And I don't know what LaFleur did on those 3 calls. But you can't settle for field goals against New England. That second drive of the game where we got the field goal should have been for a touchdown.
I agree. You left too many points out on the field.
I said a
missed field goal.
Yeah.
I mean.
I said it on our second possession. Terrible play calling by LaFleur after the Garrett Wilson first down on the 54-yard bomb. Terrible play calling.
Horrible.
To settle for 3.
We said back and forth to each other. We're horrible. Yeah.
Settle for 3. You were supposed to get the 7 in there and punch him in the mouth on your second drive.
I don't know. like I said, I saw in the post game. I think you should have been a little madder, but what do I know? I heard, like I said, I listened to Mosley. We beat ourselves, and same old spiel when it comes to playing this team. I
That's
mean,
to be said in
you
every
don't know that
team.
every single time you lose to them, I mean, other than Brady just pounded you, it's because you make mistakes. You give them the game. You play into their hands. You play to the.
You listen to what the coach whisperer is saying on his press conference, and you go, oh, he likes us. He really likes us. And they just become fucking Sally Field, and they think, oh, he likes us. We're so good, blah. And they believe the bullshit, and then they go out there, and he's got them hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I watched this game today, and if I could go live and do live stream sometimes, you would have heard me say at halftime, the big brother has got it all lined up. Because there's no way that you felt, and I don't mean you personally, a Jet fan, even when it was 10-6, felt like, I think we got this one.
No way. No way. Not even close.
17-3, I might have said, ooh, I think we might have this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Ifs, ands, or buts. Candy, you nuts.
Yeah. It's the same, Kevin. I don't even want to read out the number. What am I going to read out? What'd you say? He had to throw the ball 41 times today.
And only completed 20 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, to be brutally honest, his accuracy is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So, Kevin, we're going to find out now, because now we're 5-3, which is still good. Let's, you know what, for a second, let's go. Okay, deep breath. We're 5-3. We're still in the playoff picture. I get we're really mad today because this was a team that's been a thorn in our side for forever. But the fact that we haven't beaten them in 13 straight games raises our anger like this. We are 5-3, but Kev.
Now you got Buffalo.
And then you got them off of the bye again. Are we going to be sitting here 3 weeks, Kevin, going, we're 5 for 5 and going, oh, geez, the wheels are coming off.
Can sit here a week after the bye and be 500 with a one in what 3 division record.
Yeah. And Kevin, I'm sorry. I know it was against Detroit, but they were up 21-7, and everyone noodle on Tua Tagovailoa led them back. Whether he has a noodle arm or not, he calmed down and he got the game back. All right, now you want to say, oh, it's Detroit, big friggin' deal. Anytime you're down 14 points and you lead your team back to win the game, it is a big deal.
Yeah, especially on the road.
Yeah. What did we ask for today, Zach? Not to throw a fucking pick, and you threw 3.
Just don't do anything stupid. Don't lose the game.
Yeah, but we're going to blame everyone but him. Oh, the O-line was terrible. Oh, where was Elijah Moore? Who gives a shit where Elijah Moore was? He quit on us last week. He doesn't get a pass this week.
And I mean, Connor Hughes, I was watching Connor Hughes on Twitter. He was killing the quarterback.
Good.
Killing him.
And what would they say? I didn't even watch today, Kevin. I was disgusted. I never sat there with my arms folded like a mad little 10-year-old. That's how angry I was. I just looked at the screen for the second half of the game, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing again.
So typical. It's like the same movie that you keep playing over, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the Patriots.
Yeah.
We're
supposed to win this game, Kevin. Even if it's 21-20, we're supposed to win this game. This team's not supposed to come in our building.
But you know that's how they beat you. They jump on your mistakes all the time. So what do? You go out and make nothing but mistakes.
Yeah. And yes, Jet fans, that's how sports works. 1 week we love a guy, 1 week we're hating. So stop it and don't act like you've never done this before.
Well, I mean, what else is there to say?
No, nothing.
Pull my hat.
Nothing.
Pull my hat down and say we're on to Buffalo.
Let's move to 3 weeks from now when we have to play them up in New England. Is the scenario going to be any different? Because let me tell you, I understand Jet fans were loud for a little bit, but that stadium is going to be raucous for 60 minutes.
And again, I want to know what the BS was with Strevler today and Flacco and White.
And what was they didn't mention that on the post game on SNY or anywhere?
I heard him with some. I heard Salah with some BSX or we activated them, and then things happened. Some things happened, so we deactivated.
What happened? That's what I'm saying. Like this
didn't say some things. Some things.
What, he forgot to bring his cup? I mean, what could have happened?
Some things.
You don't activate a guy on Friday and then 36 hours later, out coaching Kevin, out thinking themselves, thinking they're smarter than what they are.
Yeah, trying to be cute instead of just playing football.
Let me tell you something, Kevin. Yeah, as fans, we're fans. This is what fans do. We got excited with Strevler. Oh, Wildcat, running plays. Oh, we started getting all these visions, right? Do you think Belichick is sitting at home going, guys, let's call an emergency meeting. Strevler's been activated. No.
But I mean, I don't even know what it was all about. If you weren't going to play the guy, what was that? What, you were trying to trick him?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, is this mind games? Like, you think you're fooling this fucking... If anyone's the mad scientist, it's him.
And what was with Flacco?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know why. Kevin, I know none of that. Kevin, I'm such a superstitious fan, and you know this. I don't watch pregame. I listen to music, I run errands, I go to the gym, I do anything, and I come home and I make sure by 5 to 1, I'm ready to put the TV on. That's just my superstition, the way I am. You know, I'm also the type that I don't buy any Jet gear 24 hours before the game. That's just my little stupidity of being a Jet fan. You know, so I don't watch the pregame stuff. I couldn't even find who were the inactives today. I was all over the apps looking. Who were even inactive other than who else besides Strevler? Who else did they enact? Were inactive?
Oh, I saw there was 5, 6 people. Flacco, Strevler, Davis.
Now let me ask you a question. We heard a couple of days ago McDermott was back on the roster or active. He's an O-lineman. They signed this kid Remmers. He was supposed to be active. If you feel like Herbig or Agabuchi were hurting you, why didn't you bring McDermott in? Or did they and I just didn't notice because after a while I was just so aggravated?
Yeah, well, you zone out, right?
Did they bring Remmers
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? What? I didn't care anymore.
And it's true. Like, I know Max Mitchell's supposed to come back this week, but is he going to be 100% ready to go for Buffalo? I know fans supposed to come back after the bye. You know, at this point, you might have to just play these guys. They can't be any worse than what we're getting.
Like I said, I know some of the offensive line play was suspect today, but some of them had you just stepped up, man. You would have had to clear a front. You know,
I feel like
and they made a good point on the post game. Your checkdowns. Well, you're rolling away from your checkdowns.
Well, the couple of times that he went to hit Michael Carter, he threw the dirt balls, as you called him. He couldn't even hit him. And then I felt like half the time he was already in his head that they were going to come after him before he had I'm going to run and do a little pirouette and you know.
He had Ken O'Brien happy feet.
He's going to pirouette, do a spin, turn around. We're all going to go, oh! I never yelled so much, throw the goddamn ball away today than I did.
So all he did was throw the ball away.
But I'm supposed,
except when he was throwing it to the Patriots.
Yeah. But I have to sit here and have faith in him that he's the answer.
I have no faith in him that he's the answer.
I know you don't.
Zero.
Yeah.
At this point, how can you?
But you always said it. At least I'm on a 6-7 with him. But I'm starting to wane. I'm seeing no difference with him, Kevin, than I see with Sam Darnold. They make the same bonehead mistake.
Yep. And I mean, I wasn't that impressed with Mac Jones either. He doesn't do anything for me.
No, but Kevin, I've said this to you every time we talk about New England. He just does enough. He doesn't. Enough. How many turnovers did he have today?
And plus, the other team helps, and the other team always helps.
I mean, we sacked his ass 6 times today, and they still scored 22 points.
Yeah, right.
Why? Because he threw no turnovers. Why? Because their field goal kicker made kicks.
You're right.
Why? Because they didn't make dumb bonehead penalties. Yeah. So what does he do? He does the same bonehead play 6 months later, and again he's holding his head like this, like he's shocked that it happened.
I mean, the one was just like, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you even say to that?
Yeah. But I don't want to hear, we're not fans because we don't like this. That's football. That's sport. 1 week you love them, 1 week it doesn't mean you're not a fan. So stop with that nonsense, throwing that out there, people. Please.
And I mean, when you watch him today, I mean, do you have the confidence in him that you would say you would have in a Burrow in that
No,
of course not.
You know what I'm going to say, Kevin? Not today. Not today. Did I have the confidence in him against Pittsburgh? Yeah, I felt that was his best game. Now, I know they put up a stat today on CBS. Yes, since he's been back each game, his yardage has got a little bit better. Yeah, I get all that, and that's what you want him to take. But these turnovers are going to be a thorn in his side every time. Let me ask you a question, Kev. Like I said, I didn't watch the postgame, so I'm not going to bullshit like, I'm a PFF guy. How many points did they score off of turnovers today?
Oh, geez. I don't even know exactly. Let's figure it out.
I think 2 field goals just by memory. So think about it. If you don't throw, and I understand you probably can't judge a game that way, but let's say you don't throw those 3 turnovers and you live to punt the ball and your defense stops them, maybe you win the game 17-16. I have to find out how many points they scored off of the turnovers. If it was at least 6, that's the 6 points 13? You lost because you lost by 5.
13, maybe?
Okay. I know off of the one
we'd have to double check it.
We stopped them. We got the ball back.
I don't even know what do you know?
No, I'm just saying. We always said turnovers kills you. If you don't make it, you always have a fighting chance.
Yeah, especially when you're turning the ball over at your 20 or your 30 or come on, man.
Yeah. No, I know.
I think I even messaged you on one. I said, "Come on, man!
Yeah.
Like what was that? Come on, you're killing me, kid."
That was a high school play. Some of these throws he was making to turn for turnover. Throw the ball away.
Holds the ball too long. It looked indecisive. I mean, I don't know. They're not showing the rest of the field where the receivers even getting separation. I mean, yeah, when they did, he either threw it at their feet, I mean, or threw it over their head. I mean,
I thought I saw, I think Randy Lang, I think that's how you pronounce it. Randy Lang said on one play, I have to look it up, that on one of the plays, Mims was wide open and he didn't even notice him.
not seeing the field.
And here's what I'm going to say, Kevin, because I am a Mims guy. Today's game with those 2 catches shows me if they could figure out a way to get him involved more, and Corey Davis comes back, and now you got him, Mims, and Garrett, because, there's a couple of times, Kevin, I also saw Elijah Moore, and he looked like he gave up on helping out on blocks or on running his routes correctly. I could be wrong because I'm not an X's and O's guy, but, what do I know?
If that's what he's doing, then get rid of him.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised if they aren't shopping him. We're going to know in the next 36 hours, right? We got till 4 o'clock on Tuesday, so we'll see. I don't think we're going to be bringing in a top offensive lineman, Kevin, like Coach said, and he's right. We know it's hard unless we're going to give away the farm. So I'm not expecting that, but we'll see. We'll see. I know Buffalo today made an attempt to get Kamara from the Saints, and whatever package they offered was not enough. The Saints went,
really?
Get out of here with that.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Well, I don't know. Where do you go from here?
No. Yeah. Now next week you got Buffalo. They
might.
Right.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Right.
And then you have to worry about if we lose bad to Buffalo, is this team's confidence shaken again? Yeah. And then you come off the bye and you travel up to New England. And now before you know, and yes, Jeff fans, I don't want to hear, if I told you after 10 weeks we'd be 5-5, you would settle for that. Yes, I would have. But I'm not going to settle for 5-5 when at one point we were 5-2. And we were playing a team that didn't look like they could get out of their way, and they came in and they steamrolled us.
I think we're going to look back at the injuries of this past week come later in the season, and if we don't get to where we want to go, we're going to be able to point to this week here. Mm-hmm. Between this game and the injuries in the week before.
Kevin, do you realize, and I know you do, I'm not trying to be an ass, if we would have won today at 6-2, all right, at worst, let's say, even at worst, we go 4-5 down the stretch, there's a good chance 10-7 gets us into the playoffs.
Well, I mean,
we go 5-4, now we're 11-6, and we're probably a shoo-in for the playoffs.
I mean, if by some miracle we had pulled it out today, then you could start thinking about playoffs. You could start talking about it. You could start dreaming about it. You could start thinking about it. But
well, even if you don't want to talk about it because it's still half a season left, but yeah, you could start in your head as a fan.
Yeah, but
dreaming 6-2.
You would have been 6-2. Yeah. You'd be 2-0 in the division.
In your division. Then the Buffalo game, you're playing with house money.
Exactly.
And then if you wanted to go in there a little loosey-goosey and try other thing because you have nothing to lose, especially if you keep it close. But now if you lose this game, you're 5-4 going into your bye with 2 division losses, okay?
Yep. You have a losing division record. You're 1-2 in the division.
But not only that, Kev, correct me if I'm wrong. We're 0-13 against Buffalo. Against the Patriots. And I believe if we lose next week to this Buffalo team, we'll be 0-7 against them in the last 3 years. I think. Definitely 0-5. I think it's even 0-7. I don't think we beat them in the last 3 years, but I could be wrong. I think we might have beaten them the last time Donald was here. I think we beat them. Like a 13-7 slop that Barkley played for them. I could be wrong. All right, so even if it's 0-5, that's another team in our division. If we lose to them this week, next week we'll be 0-5. Now, do you realize, Kev, by losing to the Pats today, We tied the second longest streaks of not beating a team. The Chiefs have beaten the Broncos 13 times. The Pats have beaten us 13 times. And then the third record goes to the Jets again because the Eagles beat us in the regular season 12
Right.
times.
Yeah. Can't
So
beat
in the
Eagles.
history of the Jets, just for 2 teams alone, we're 0-25. We haven't beaten them, but we haven't beaten the Eagles, never. And the Patriots in the last 6 years, we lost to them 13 times. That's a disgrace. You played this team so often, you would think even a hiccup, whether it's a bad snap, something will give you a chance of winning. We beat them 2015 in that overtime game was the last time we beat them. 2015.
Yeah. When Decker catches the pass.
Yeah. Right? I was 7 years younger than Kevin. That's 7 years of my life.
7 years.
Yeah, 2015. I was 7 years younger than so were you. So for the last 7 years of our lives, we never beat the Patriots. Let that sink in, Jet fans.
That's just brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah. What can you say? Like you said,
it never ends.
Like you said, on to Buffalo. That's all we can say.
Nothing
I'm done, Kev. That's it.
And I mean, what's this Buffalo defense gonna do to Zach Wilson?
I think the only chance we have a shot, and yes, I'm making a joke, Jet fan, if Buffalo plays 8 guys instead of 11. Now, you know how I'm going to wrap up by saying this because we all know how Jet law works. I'm not going to be surprised because this is what the Jets do. This is why we
come out and beat the Bills.
They'll go out and beat Buffalo next week, and everyone will talk. All the shows will be back. Oh, that Jet team did something.
Yeah. Then you'll come out of the bye and get spanked up in Foxborough.
Yeah. Now, last week we beat Denver. Right, nothing to brag about. I saw no highlights. No one highlight. Guarantee you tomorrow, every friggin' sports show starts with how same old Jets, same old. And you know what, Kevin, they deserve it then. They deserve it because every time us fans are riding high on this team, they shit on us.
They kicked us right in the nuts today,
yeah,
as usual.
So when people say, "Oh, you're giving up on Zach, you're not a Jet fan." When you reach 46 years of a fan like me and still haven't changed allegiance, you never will. So then come talk to me about who's a real Jet fan or not.
And I mean, we can complain about the offensive line. We can complain about the refs. Complain about the special teams. Yeah. But at the center of it all, the quarterback was abysmal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You're not going to win a game when you get quarterback play like that, period.
I'm not going to argue. And the problem is that even when it was 19-10, the game was still close enough. But in the back of my mind, and I didn't think about this then because I had more than you, I should say, I still had faith that Zach could do this. But why didn't they try to bring in Mike White to see what had happened? Something different.
Something's weird about this whole thing. With the Strevler and the Flacco and the White. It's something weird. Either you were trying to be cute and be, we're going to pull a fast one and we're playing a shell game, or there's something else up.
Well, the only thing I could think of, which is probably silly, is that Joe Douglas is in a potential deal maybe to trade Flacco. Another team's looking for a veteran backup, so they unactivated him today at the last minute.
He wouldn't get hurt.
It sounds silly and stupid, but it's true. Like, what was the reason? Was any reason given for the Strevler active, not active, the Flacco active, not active?
Things happen. That's what he said. Things happen.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there something in the works? Is there a package and Flacco is part of that package? I don't know, Kev. It's just odd where you hear your coach, who you expect to have all the answers, tell you something happened. Well, what happened? Did Joe Flacco cut himself cutting an apple? I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe more will come out in the next 12 hours, 24 hours.
Well,
I don't know.
They showed a shot of Flacco on the sidelines, and he was just like,
that's how he always is. Yeah, I saw him. He was in his Jet sweatshirt. Joe
yeah.
Flacco, you know? All right, brother.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They did it to us again. So.
Yeah. Whenever we think we're moving in the right direction, they pull us back into shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Next time I'll bend over. It'll be easier to kick me in the ass. So.
Yeah.
All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Yep. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Again. Here I thought we were getting a treat and we got tricked again.
Seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Inject up. Have a good one.